I played 007 First Light for 4 hours. I saw all the positive reviews and the cool gameplay, using gadgets, bluffing your way out of tough spots, all the epic gunfights and constant explosions, and completely bought into the hype of this game. But this game just hasn't lived up to the hype for me, and I'm not sure I can stick with it for the good part. I've watched cutscenes, I walked slowly through hallways while characters talk, I've sat through tutorials, I've held the analog stick forward while Bond shimmied along a cliff face for the 9th time. And you know what I haven't done? I haven't played an actual game. This isn't a stealth game. This isn't an action game. This is a 20-hour interactive movie that occasionally lets you press a button. And every reviewer giving this thing a 90 is lying to you about what you're actually buying. Let me show you exactly what you're paying $70 for. This is hour 1. Cutscene, walking, cutscene, tutorial, walk, cutscene. Hour 2 is the exact same thing. Cutscene, a little bit of exploration, cutscene, dialogue you can't skip. Hour 3, you want to guess what it is? More cutscenes, more walking, more dialogue. And here I am, hour 4, just walking around some hotel, absolutely clueless, trying to get into a laundry room. Still being told a story instead of actually playing one. I'm not exaggerating for a video. I timed this. Roughly half of my playtime so far has been cutscenes, scripted walking sequences, or unskippable dialogue. That's not a stealth game. That's a Netflix series with a controller plugged in. The worst part is, reviewers know this. People have been saying Bond's toolkit is, quote, rolled out far too slowly. CG Magazine called the pacing strange and said the game interrupts its own momentum. Tech Power Up flagged that you can't even skip dialogue lines. They noticed, they just refuse to call it what it is. Okay, but when you do get to play, is it good? Here's the part nobody's talking about. You can't even kill people freely. It's called the license to kill rule. You can only use your gun when the game decides the enemy is going to use deadly force on you. Until that triggers, you're forced into bluffing, sneaking, or hand-to-hand combat. So let me get this straight. They marketed as a Hitman-style game from the Hitman developers, and then took away the one thing Hitman lets you do, kill how you want, when you want. You're not Agent 47, you're not even James Bond. You're a guy walking through pre-built corridors who occasionally gets permission to act cool. And the levels that look open, they're not. The game funnels you exactly where it wants you to go, while pretending you have choices. Other reviewers say that it feels like it has guardrails. That's not a stealth design, that's a haunted house ride. Maybe I shouldn't be able to kill everyone, but I also shouldn't be forced into unskippable cutscenes that provide no value. Sure, there are some parts that are pretty funny or just all around good, but at what point do we go, hey, I actually want to play a game? How many hours of gameplay do you need until you're shooting your gun at something that's not a target? So why did IO Interactive, the studio that built the best stealth sandbox in gaming, make a game with no sandbox and no real stealth? Because they didn't make a Hitman game. They made a James Bond movie and they're hoping you don't notice the difference. Look at the trend. Open world fatigue, players burned out on 80-hour quest markers, studios pivoting to shorter, tighter, more cinematic experiences. IO read the room and decided the play was a 20-hour interactive movie. And it's working. This game got a 90 on Metacritic, #1 on Steam at launch. Critics love it because critics love games that feel like movies. It makes their job easy. Write about the story, write about the performances, write about the good cinematography. They don't have to actually evaluate whether the gameplay is good, because the gameplay is barely even there. This is the new AAA model. Less game, more cinema, sold at $70. And soon, it'll probably be $80 or $90. Look at Final Fantasy VI, a AAA budget, massive set pieces, gorgeous cinematics, and reviewers kept saying it felt more like watching a movie than playing a game. It also got a 90 on Metacritic. This is the model now. Sit back, watch the show, press a button every few minutes. And every time a game like this succeeds, the next one has even less actual gameplay. And that's what you should actually worry about. Now look, if you want an interactive Bond movie, this game delivers. The writing is good, Patrick Gibson is genuinely a great young Bond, the set pieces look incredible. The story, if it ever ends, it'll probably stick with you. But that's not what was advertised, and that's not what most people are buying it for. If you wanted a Hitman with a Bond skin, you got robbed. If you wanted GoldenEye energy, you got robbed. If you wanted a stealth sandbox, you got robbed. If you wanted to watch James Bond shimmy along cliffs and listen to dialogue for 20 hours with the occasional shooting, congrats, this is your game of the year. So, is 007 First Light a bad game? It's not a bad movie. It's a great movie, genuinely. But I bought the game, I paid game prices, I gave it game hours, and what I got was a movie with quick time events. That's not a 90. That's not the best Bond game. It's a really good Netflix series IO Interactive accidentally shipped on Steam. Wait for the sale or just watch someone else play it entirely. I understand some people will like this game, but my goal is to review and find games that I enjoy in this space. This space is becoming unrecognizable, and we need to call it out for what it is. Sure, there will be people who sit through the 12-hour cutscenes and love this game. It's just not for me, and everyone's making it seem like it's some great game. After 4 hours of gameplay, I'm just not impressed, especially with all the footage that came out. Some of you will say I didn't give it a chance and I gave up too early, but I played for 4 hours. When is the game supposed to get good? Drop a comment. Am I being fair or did I quit too early? I'll read them all. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe and let me know what games y'all are excited for below.